tried a twiglet yesterday.
Oh, that was so funny. Dan's so mean. But I did, and then you said, don't be silly, you're putting too much pressure.
Yeah. Well, I thought all those things, but then I looked.
But if you look at the ones you haven't worked, you bought this big bag of twiglets.
I regularly say to Bryony, try this, and she knows that I'm trying to get her to try something dodgy.
Do you remember
I did
this?
not. She's making things up again.
In one breath, he said.
Kay goes, oh no, try it, you'll really like it.
So I was just as mean.
So I'm the mean one, am I?
Twiglets. Do they have just pieces of fish?
Yes, yeah,
Oh,
fish.
Fish.
It's KFC. With a due sense of trepidation as we've not actually been yet.
And then I will embroider on Pooh in the same, the same yarn colour.
I wouldn't do that. Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Now, tomorrow is Christmas Eve.
Wow.
Which means the day after, it's Christmas Day. Ooh. Well,
Goodness.
I don't feel panicked, and I should.
Well, I
Don't you love
kind of
that?
feel a little bit panicked. We're actually recording just a little bit early.
And do you know the reason why? I'll tell you the reason why. Because this episode is rammed full.
It
and
is.
I'm concerned about how we're going to get it all in. We have a Christmas knit or forfeit with fancy dress, even though I'm already Griswolds-esque.
Yes, and I'm Christmas jumpered.
You are. We also have an out and about to the most lovely Christmas fair. I hope it doesn't rain.
It's not.
Excellent.
I've looked at the weather and there isn't any rain showing.
So, in just a few short minutes, we'll be heading off to the beautiful Bowes Museum, and then later on the show, it's Christmas at Forfeit. Plus, it's the podcast. So we had to record early so that we could physically edit it all up and get it ready for you in time. We're getting ready to go and see Rogue One. I was chatting to Bryony about this, saying, and my blood pressure goes up whenever I hear a podcaster or see an Instagram picture with someone.
Did you see Pearl of the Pacific?
I did, and I commented she looked amazing. Now, that type of thing, I don't mind. That's Lucia Payne.
She was dressed up fantastic.
Absolutely. Those things I love. Because at no point when I see posts like that do I think they're suddenly going to give away something about the film.
Nobody that I've seen so far has said anything
That's fine.
about the film.
I don't even want to go near it.
They've just said, really enjoyed it, it's brilliant. I mean, that's
enough.
fine.
I don't even want to know that.
Alright, okay. That's not telling you anything.
But it is though, because it's giving an opinion and then it will make me start to form an opinion, and I don't want to do that.
Okay. Well, we're going on in a couple of days.
Which will be exactly the same day that we went with Bryony to see The Force Awakens.
That's right, we did go on a Sunday.
Different cinema then.
Going on a Sunday morning. Different cinema, because we've got a new cinema now we've mentioned before. And we've been to it a couple of times, really nice. Lovely big leather seats.
So, guess what? This is so exciting. Today, on the Bakery Bears Advent Calendar, we had the most amazing adventure with Sophia in Japan. If you haven't seen it, head over and watch it.
I haven't seen it yet.
And the reason why I'm mentioning this is the Japanese, their tradition at Christmas is to go and have a KFC. And what will we be doing after we've seen Rogue One? We'll be going to have a KFC.
Bryony's so excited. We have only ever had KFC once.
I've
Dan
had it
has many
many
times. Personally, I've only had it once fairly recently. And so has Bryony, and she was like, oh, this is lovely. So he said, right, okay, we'll take you as a treat, because it finishes right on lunchtime, which is a bit of a thing. So he said, right, okay, we'll straight to KFC.
Yeah.
Pick yourself up a bucket.
Well.
Is that what we're having, a bucket?
Well,
Is it called a bucket?
Well, I think we should, because
family bucket.
I think we should do that, because that is, what did Bryony have before?
She had the little popcorn things.
Yeah,
which
and
she
they were a bit
liked.
hot, but they were spicy.
They liked, but they were very peppery.
Yeah.
And she didn't eat that many, and I think that was probably why. So if we get,
we'll go with the bucket thing.
Do they have just pieces of fish?
Yes, yeah,
Oh,
fish.
right. Fish.
It's KFC.
What am I in McDonald's
Fillet of
asking for
fish.
fillet of fish?
So yes, we will be going to have a KFC, and we will be living the Japanese tradition, and I love that tradition.
I know.
And
I think
it's such
so
a lovely
cool.
video that Sophia sent us.
I
Because
love that they don't have to cook on Christmas Day.
Colonel Sanders is all dressed up as Santa.
I know.
And he should be, because
Brilliant.
he looks just right.
It's fantastic.
So, it is a jam-packed show.
Yes.
And the first thing the very first thing, unless you have anything more in our welcome section that you'd like to
I
cover.
don't think so. I've got lots and lots and lots to show you and talk about.
So I think then what we should do is we should leave Kay and me, and we should head off to Beau's Museum
To see Dan and me.
Yeah, at the lovely Christmas fair. Yay!
Yay!
Well, Park and Ride is this special invention where you
We're here.
Yay!
Look, there you are.
There we are.
And it was chilly.
It was chilly. Yeah.
We needed our hats.
We did need those lovely hats.
I do love that slouchy bricky hat.
I thought you did. I put that on especially for you. And Bryony loved all the dogs.
Was there? I didn't even notice.
There was loads of dogs.
Was there?
Yeah.
I suppose it's a good place to take dogs because
Yeah.
there's quite a bit of open space.
It was all outside, yeah.
Real ale of Bishop Auckland.
Wow.
Now, if we drank anything, that would have been interesting. But I was interested in these.
They were very
Until I
expensive.
saw the
I
prices.
know. They were beautiful, but those wreaths that you can see on the right there, they were £30.
Now, Christmas for me, talking about Christmas traditions,
Yeah.
every year my mum would go out into the woods, pick up bits of wood, and make
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah, I
And then
know.
give them as gifts.
Yeah.
I remember all of November, all I could ever smell was that gold and silver spray paint.
Oh gosh.
And then there was also the snow stuff as well that you could squirt on too.
Yeah.
Now, I think these stalls, we went to this once before,
We did.
and I have a feeling the majority of these stalls were exactly the same this time as they were then. That it all felt familiar.
It did feel very familiar, yeah.
And the thing that was missing this year was the reindeer.
The reindeers. Yeah.
And, you know, it's such a shame that they weren't there.
It is. We really missed that.
We really did, and you know, we'd only been once before, and they were right there, weren't they?
They were right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, you're probably looking at this and you're probably wondering what we're looking at. Well, we're going to go into detail on what we're looking at in the next episode. We're actually going to take you, you've probably spotted behind all these stores, there's a lovely big building. It's called the Beau's Museum. Now, we couldn't ever do a favourite places to knit there because it's just not old enough. It's a purpose-built museum. You'd think it was ancient though, wouldn't you, looking
You
at it?
would, yeah. But it's not actually that old, is it?
No, but its story is very interesting and it's what's inside that's very interesting. But that's for next episode. That's an American sweet stall.
It was.
Now,
Yeah.
I don't know how good or authentic it was.
No, we're always a bit dubious, aren't we, about things like that. Look, you could have a pen made out of a twig.
I was surprised Bryony didn't do
I was
that.
surprised she didn't want it because they engraved your name on it. They like burnt your name into the twig. She didn't want one,
And I
which
love-
is very strange.
I love the fact that they were doing it right there and then. I always think that's nice.
That
seeing-
lady behind there was writing down all the names, you know, when people came up and asked for them.
Was she?
Yeah.
And then, so who was doing the actual...
Well, I'm presuming it was one of those ladies, but
It must be the one behind.
Yeah,
Yeah. But I've got to say, oh, look at those. I love
Angel
those.
wings,
I know, I
yeah.
know. I've got to say, actually, of all the fairs, they're quality stalls.
they are.
They are.
Yeah, lots of lovely things. Those
And-
that they were all, you know, proper leather bags, really beautifully made.
And it's quite often, in fact, probably fairly regular that you'll go to a place like this and there might not be any good quality stalls or there'll be just a few. So I suppose it's nice that they do attract. What a lovely day.
It was a lovely day. As you can see, it was bright and sunny, but cold, which is nice. Like, you know, that's absolutely fine by me.
I like it though in that you can get your woolies on and your warm coat and you know you're not going to be too warm.
Yeah.
And crisp days like that, I think, are typical, aren't they? Well, they're not typical, I suppose, but why do you get days like that in the winter? Why do you get that? It's lovely and crystal clear, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a meteorologist, I'm
Aren't you?
afraid. No, I'm not actually. No.
Now, this is all food up here, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. And we
And-
did have some, didn't we?
Yes, and it was the only downside to our visit.
Yeah, just over there.
We're going to see it in just
Yeah,
a
we'll
moment.
probably see it. There was a stall selling wood-fired, handmade pizzas.
But also,
they were selling roasted chestnuts, and Dan really wanted some roasted chestnuts, so we went and we ordered 2 pizzas and some roasted chestnuts, and they were going to take 10 minutes, the chestnuts, so we were eating our pizzas, and then chestnuts never appeared, so you went back, didn't you?
well, the chestnuts did appear. They finished
There,
cooking.
look.
There we are. They finished cooking, and the guy took them out of the wood-fired
You can
oven.
see the wood burner at the back there,
Yeah.
look, with the smoke.
He took them out, and he was tipping them into the container which he was going to serve them in, and he missed the container and tipped them all over the floor.
Huh.
And that's the point I probably would have turned and looked across to me and said, "Oh, I'm really sorry, do you want me to put some more in, blah blah blah." But no, he didn't do that. He just put some more in. So I carried on waiting. Someone else then came over and ordered some, and he gave my chestnuts to him.
Did, and by that point you're just tired of waiting, hadn't you? So
Some might call that person a chestnut thief.
a chestnut thief, indeed.
What a lovely view looking out over all the stalls in
Yeah.
front of this beautiful building. It's actually built in 1892. Now, I mean, to many of you, you might think that sounds ancient. Well, when you consider the places that we visit on favourite places to knit, they're normally at least 200. Look at that fella. I love...
He's no idea he's on this
I
video.
know. I love places like this because you'll always see fellas like that.
Yeah.
Dressed in that very natty frock coat and a pork pie hat. Now, these looked great, but again,
Yeah.
a bit on the pricey
Yeah,
side.
there were chopping boards there, wooden chopping boards, and they were beautiful, and I was tempted, but again, they were I think they were like £35, which I think that's quite a lot, really,
Do you know what? I suspect it probably isn't, and we just get used to the low supermarket prices.
Possibly.
Because
yeah.
I suspect...
Look, can you see that? Sorry to interrupt you,
Sorry.
but that's a little hand-drawn watercolour, or hand-painted even, of Sycamore Gap at the back
yes.
there with the tree.
Yeah.
And again, I was kind of tempted, but, it's close to Christmas, watching the pennies.
Look, we had a good look in here.
We did, and Bryony bought a couple of things from this store. Down there, you'll probably see, look, she's just going to look, on the floor there was this basket full of little felted animals, and she'd got some pocket money, so she bought 2 of those.
What are they?
And they're bags, I think.
Right.
I was chatting to the lady and I asked her if she'd made any of these things, and she hadn't.
Much
but
disappointment from Kay.
It was. I was like, wanted you to say, yes, I made them all. But no, it's like a cooperative, and they were made by women in Nepal.
Wait, I suppose it's great to support that.
Yeah, so I was pleased actually to buy those. And Bryony bought a little dinosaur and a dog.
It was by far the most interesting stall
Yeah.
for me. There was just so much colour.
Lots of textiles, yeah, and you can see lots of lovely colour. And those little rugs there, they're like pot holders, and they were made from felted balls, all sort of felted together. Another cute dog.
She was having a serious issue with the
Look, that's the dinosaur
Yeah.
she bought, that blue one.
Look, there we go. She was having a serious issue. And is it called Richard?
Yeah, she called one of them Richard and the other one Cliff.
Cliff
which
Richard.
I thought was hilarious.
Who is, of course, for those of you who don't know, he is a record...
Who possibly doesn't know who Cliff Richard is? You've lived under a rock for the past 50 years.
It's very opportune at Christmas, especially this Christmas, because he's back. I don't
He
recall
is.
properly hearing his new Christmas
Yeah,
song.
I've heard it.
Is it not that great?
No,
Oh,
sorry.
that's a
No,
shame.
Sorry, Cliff.
No, but he was having a serious problem. The lady who ran the store was having a serious problem. The condensation, wasn't she, dripping
Yeah,
all over her stock?
It was, all of the roofs
It was
were,
terrible.
they obviously had got frosty overnight, and then everything was dripping down onto everything, so everybody was kind of madly covering things up. Yeah, aren't they cute, those mushrooms? Oh, and then those, look there, I'm holding one, look, it's like a pot holder, they're all felted together. It's lovely.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was a lovely little stall, and it was pretty much on the way out. It's really finishing off our circuit of all the stalls, and I had a lovely time. It was a great place to go and visit.
It was.
And we will be taking you on, because I'm sure there's going to be lots of you out there who've seen what was going on behind, like I mentioned before, the lovely building in Burst Museum, and wondering what goes on inside. Well, tune in next episode and we will take you in that building right there and have a good look around. But today, though, it's...
Look, she's cleaning the top,
Yeah.
you see?
That was a sausage. There was a sausage stall, I think, somewhere around there.
Sauceology.
That's it.
Yes.
Yes, I knew you'd remember.
Sauceology. What a great. I just love that word. Sauceology.
But this was Bowes Museum Christmas Fair. I had a lovely time visiting, did you, Kate?
I did, yeah. It was a lovely morning.
And we'll be back next episode to look inside Bowes Museum.
Yay.
Wasn't that amazing? Oh, I loved it.
Yes.
And I say that with a due sense of trepidation, as we've not actually been yet. So I hope it was lovely.
I think we've been before and it was lovely, so.
I think we're going. Bowes Museum is, of course, in Barnard Castle, where we took you on the last treasure hunt.
Yes.
And we didn't mention that. Treasure Hunt episode 2, amazing. Thank you all so much for your lovely comments, and also for the people who went over. The clue we finished with Wirral Tune and Wall Hill, and
It's been solved.
we've had to do no work at all. It's marvellous. So we know exactly where we're going.
Yeah.
We're heading to a wonderful place called Halton, and at Halton there is a castle, and that is the place where we have to take a moment to take a look. And then it seems we've been told that there is a church where the Church of the Holy Cross, you can peer through a door at the Church of the Holy Cross and see an effigy of a knight. I mean, this sounds
Very
like
cool.
Indiana Jones.
Isn't it?
I'm very excited.
Very cool.
But this is, of course, a knitting podcast.
It is.
So I think it's about time that we found out, Kay Jones, what's on your needles?
Oh, I'm going to show you. And do you know what? My shoulder is still hurting.
Would you like a pill?
Oh, no. It's okay. I've done something to me. It's on
Because
my
if
right
you need something to eat,
shoulder blade.
you could have a mince pie.
It's killing, and I don't know why.
It's the muscle underneath the shoulder.
It's the muscle, like around
Which
my
is normal,
shoulder
that happens.
blade.
That used to happen to me a lot
I
when I
think
used
it's
to
something
drum.
to do with my knitting.
Yeah, probably is.
But yes, we've got a mince pie that I made yesterday with homemade mincemeat.
Oh, which of course we made in What's in Your
We
Oven
did.
earlier this year.
Anyway, I digress.
What is on your needles?
I'm just about to start today's square, my Advent square. So I thought, oh, let me show you where I'm up to, because it's sort of rectangled off now. And I'll show you, this was this morning's first of all. Beautiful pink. Oh, look at that pink. Isn't that gorgeous? And it's a Skein Queen, one of her singles. It's from, she calls them Little Wrigglers. It's like a mini skein. And I've got a few of these, but I haven't got this one, so thank you, Sarah. And it's this beautiful pink. It's absolutely, oh, my cup of tea entirely. So I'm just about to add this, but this is where I'm up to, look. Oh, isn't it looking lovely, Sarah? Look. Doesn't it look nice? It's really lovely. This was the last one that I did yesterday, and this was an unknown. I don't know what that one is. It looks like it's got silk in it to me. Can you see? It's beautiful. Greens and a bit of pink. And then this one, Sarah said she didn't know what it was either. I think this one is a Regia. In fact, I've got them on. Do you know I knit those speckled socks, the white with the little rainbow speckles a while ago? Well, I think this is the same yarn but in a different speckle. If it's not, then I don't know. I'm sure it is, but I think that's what that is. And then I've got all sorts in here. That one is, I think, is a fine fish yarns, beautiful colour. That's another Skein Queen. Gosh, that one, I can't remember the dyer, but I think the colourway was macaron. And then I've got quite a few Sarah's Texture Crafts in there. That one's Nora George. So, I mean, it's looking lovely, really, really lovely. And I'm going to put this pink one, it'll be above this beautiful yellow one. Oops, dropped my little mini ball. It'll be right there. And I've woven in most of my ends, actually. There's just a couple that I haven't done. Doesn't bother me really to do that anyway. I don't mind sitting and weaving in ends. So I'm doing, for this one, I've cast on 45 stitches and I'm using 2.75mm. That seems to be my kind of favourite size of square. I think everybody that's knitting one of these blankets or has knit one of these blankets finds their own kind of favourite size and needle and all that kind of thing. And this seems to be my favourite. 45 stitches, 2.75mm needle. And yeah, and what I'm going to do, I think, with this, I couldn't decide whether it was going to be a cushion cover, one side of a cushion cover, and I was just going to border it do you know, like I've been doing with my Stitch in Time blanket, I thought, oh, I could just put a nice white border around it and then make another one the same and make it into a cushion. I might still do that, or I might knit these bigger blocks 5 by 5 and then border them and make a big Stitch in Time blanket. So do it that way. But I do like this kind of modular approach to a blanket. The thing that stopped me knitting the other, you know, my first mitre square blanket was the fact that it got so big and I just found it a bit cumbersome, and that's why I made it into that gigantic cushion, which Bryony uses every day. But I do like this kind of, like I said, a more modular thing, because then also you get a finished object quicker, don't you? So you could knit a 25 square block and then put it away for a while. And that to me feels like a finished object, rather than leaving a blanket partway through, and that kind of preys on the mind, and I don't like that very much. I don't get that feeling with doing it this way. It's like the Stitch in Time blanket I've got on the go as well. I don't feel like that's a burden because I feel like I finished part of it. So yeah, there we go. That's my lovely blanket.
Wonderful. It looks really nice.
Yeah, it's lovely. Dan Jones.
Hello.
This is lovely. What's on your needle?
Well,
And it's
look,
lovely.
we all know about my lovely favourite cable needle. I was winding Kay up with this the other day, going, look at my needle, it's so lovely. She's going, shut up. Look! Now, you're all thinking, Baker Bear's Handmade Christmas. It's Christmas Eve tomorrow, and how am I going to get this finished? Well, of course, for us, it is not Christmas Eve.
Not
or
yet.
maybe we shouldn't say that. Maybe we should make everyone think that we've knit like absolute demons for the next 24 hours.
When I show you my next thing, you'll be like, well, she didn't stand a chance of getting that finished.
So, folks, I don't want you to panic. There's a long time before the Baker Bear's Handmade Christmas finishes.
Yes.
For us. Not
Not
for
a
you.
long
Not for
time,
you. There's enough
but
time for
long-
me to get this finished. I'm
long
going to go
enough.
for it.
Yes.
I'm going to go for it.
Long enough.
So, however the scores pan out by the end of today's episode between Kay and myself, the competition has not ended yet. But what is this? What am I knitting? This is the antler hat, and it's lovely. And I mean, look at it. Now, it's not standing out. The pattern isn't quite so prominent as with the other yarn. But actually, do you know what? I really like this.
I really like
the
it.
tweedy look.
Yeah, it's
It's
really
just
lovely.
beautiful, and it's a lovely yarn to knit with. It's
Yeah.
quite hard when you make a mistake, and actually I haven't made any mistakes, even though I thought I have and unpicked them
You
with Kay's help.
tinked back and actually you
I've
haven't
not
made
made a mistake. Because of the tweedy nature of it, it makes it quite hard to unpick stitches. Also as well, I think my tension obviously with it being tight makes it hard to unpick stitches. We did it. So, you know, I wouldn't let that put you off using it at all.
No.
It's lovely, lovely yarn, and
Really
it's
nice.
making
Very soft.
a really nice hat. What I'm enjoying about this hat this time is
The cables are like softer instead
Much
of...
softer.
Yeah, but that's
not standing out so much.
But that's lovely.
What I like about it is the pattern is clever because you don't actually need to look at it. Now that's a clever pattern.
No, well, yeah, that's the ones you like, isn't it?
But I don't like, don't get me wrong, I can't stand a simple hat. Kay had a hat on the other day, she said, oh, you made me this. And it was a lovely hat. But I looked at it, I thought, I couldn't make that now, it'd bore me senseless.
It was the Turner Square hat by Jared Flood. It was just a plain stocking stitch hat, but you knit that ages ago.
Yeah, that would really bore me now. I'd find it hard to stay into knitting that. So it's not that it's so simple that it's boring, it's just complex enough. Because I don't know about you, but of course at the end of the day, Irish coffee, you know, making a garment, yes, of course you're going to expect to have to look back to the pattern every so often. But when you're making a hat, you know, a go-to hat that, you know, is going to become part of your knitting psyche, then what you want is, you want something where actually, once you get going, you don't even need to look. That just makes me enjoy the knitting of it even more. And I'd only done, I mean, it's only a week ago that we filmed, and I was on the rib.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
you know, that's...
You've been working on it every day, haven't you?
Yes, because of the Baker Bear's Handmade Christmas. Now, the wonderful thing about this hat is there's a very high probability that I won't need to give this to the person who is the recipient until New Year's Eve, with a bit of luck.
Because we've got a family get together, haven't we?
So, even if... Now that I don't want you thinking that I'm being defeatist. because I'm not. I am
I
going.
think you'll get that done before Christmas.
I am going all out to get this
Yeah.
done. So don't worry. If for some reason I don't make it, then I know I've got that bit of extra time, which is just lovely. Because I mean, it was.
It's just so beautifully soft. This colour's showing up much more purple on the screen than it is. It's more blue. Because it's actually for a boy, this, and I was a bit bothered. But in reality, it is more blue.
What do you eat at Christmas? Do you have turkey? Do you have
he's-
goose? Do you have beef? Maybe you don't like any of those. Maybe you have fish.
Yeah.
Do you have chicken? We'd love to know.
Yeah. What
So
do you,
comment
what do you
in
eat at Christmas?
The thread below.
Good to know. Oh,
in
what
the
your
show
mum's
notes.
doing this year. Oh no, they are at home, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean they
Christmas.
sometimes have goose. They
They
really
sometimes
like
have
goose.
goose because I think there's just the two of them at Christmas this year, isn't there? So
Yeah,
because geese, although it's a big animal, there's not a lot of meat on a goose.
it's nice though.
It's nice,
It's beefy.
but it's beefy, isn't it? It's a dark meat, and Bryony wouldn't go for that at all.
Well, you say that.
Well, I say that, but I don't know.
So did Festive.
It's not one of my
She might
favourites
like it.
either. But it's
She
not
tried
one
a
of my
twiglet yesterday.
Oh, that was so funny. Dan's so mean. He bought this big bag of
I
twiglets.
regularly say to Bryony, try this, and she knows that I'm trying to get her to try something dodgy. Kay goes, oh no, try it, you'll really like it.
So I was just as mean.
So I'm the mean one, am I?
Twiglets. Oh, they're absolutely vile, aren't they? But Dan loves each to
I
their
don't
own.
like Bovril or Marmite, right? I can't stand it. But at Christmas, I've got to have twiglets. Just like I've got to
Actually
have pickled
tastes
onions.
like a twig. I mean,
Yeah,
oh.
well, I think that's why they're called twiglets.
And you should have seen her face. Oh, bless her. It was so funny.
Maybe there's people out there who don't. I wonder, where are twiglets in the world? Are they
Do
everywhere?
you know what we're talking about?
Tell
I
us if you know what a
presume
twiglet
that you
is.
do. Yeah.
If you don't know what a twiglet is, I'll post something on Instagram.
Yeah.
I'll show you what one is.
Yeah.
Kay Jones, what else is on your needles?
Well,
Well,
can you remember on the last episode?
We can.
I said that I was foolishly going to try and knit a Pooh Bear bakery bear.
you did not.
I did, and then you said, "Don't be silly, you're
I
putting too
didn't.
much pressure." Do you remember
I did
this?
not. She's
In-
making things up again.
In one breath, he said, "Don't be silly, you're putting too much pressure on yourself," and then in the next breath, it was like, "Oh, I think you should do that."
It's Christmas. You've got to do these things.
So of course, I had to cast it on.
Well,
Now I've knit all of the body parts. I've just got to knit the jumper, which is fine. I don't think that'll take me very long because it's a shorter jumper, isn't it, on Pooh Bear? And I just started putting it all together this morning. But what I've done something one thing a bit different. If you look at Pooh Bear, I have a Pooh Bear right here. This is Bryony's very old and much loved Pooh Bear. Here he is. He's got loads of plasters on him. She went through a phase when she was 4 or 5 of just putting plasters. There's even one on the back of his head, look, he's had a real tragedy there. Dearie me.
maybe he got a honeypot stuck on his head.
Maybe
Christopher
he
Robin
did.
pulled it up and it's grazed the back of his
Yeah,
head.
maybe he did. She put plasters on everything, so he's covered in plasters. But if you look at his ears, they're quite small actually, aren't they?
Yeah.
And on my bakery bear, the ears are kind of bigger than that in proportion to the head. So I spent about an hour this morning when I was up early just knitting different ears and trying to get the right size. And I think I've now got the right size. So here is
Here.
Pooh Bear, and then
Here.
this is the colour of mine. I think it's pretty close, isn't it? It's not bad. And this thing got a lovely expression. I'm going to put like the eyebrows on as well. And he's actually got, you can't really see it on this Pooh Bear because he's so worn, he's actually got quite a big smile. So I will do that as well. Isn't he lovely? She loves this Pooh Bear. She's had this since she was a baby. I've done all the parts, like I say. I've got 2 legs. I haven't stuffed them yet, but here are my 2 little legs and 2 arms. And that's the body. And then this is the head. Now I've put the nose on. Bakery bears always look a bit weird at this stage, I think. It's when you put the eyes in that it changes the shape of the head entirely because of how I tell you to insert the eyes. So at this stage it does look a little bit peculiar, I'm fully aware of. But there's the head and the nose attached. And then these are the tiny ears. Now, I tried first of all, even this is smaller than the normal ear that I do, but I even thought that was too big. You can see, I think that's too big. So I tried and came up with this tiny little thing, and I think this will work. I'm going to kind of curve it a tiny bit as well. Can you see? I think that's going to work. It will take me now, you know, if I could sit down for an afternoon and just do this, I could have the whole thing stuffed and put together. And then I've just got to knit the jumper, which I'm hoping won't take me very long. This is the colour I've got for the jumper, and again I'll show you next to Pooh, but look, it's absolutely more or less spot on. Absolutely more or less, that's English for you, but it's this lovely red, and it's the King Cole bamboo cotton in red. Very inventive name there, thank you for that, King Cole. And then I will embroider on Pooh in the same, you know, the same yarn colour.
I wouldn't do that.
Oh, he's so terrible, isn't he? He's so terrible. P-O-O-H. And what I will do is I'll split the strands. I'm using Cascade 220. I will split the strands and either use one, I think it's a 3-ply, or is it a 4? It's a 4-ply. So I'll probably use 2 strands together. I'll split the plies and use 2 plies to write his name on the front of his jumper. And then I've just got some black 4-ply to do his face. And what I'll do is I'll change, that's Mr. Bakery Bear's jumper. It's black and white, but you can see. But yeah, that's his jumper as he normally is. But I'm obviously just going to do stocking stitch, and I want normally it kind of, this is lying flat, but usually it kind of rolls a bit, you know, because it's up over his fat tummy. So I think I'll just do it stocking stitch and let it roll a little bit, and I think that'll be lovely. And I'm going to do it a bit shorter than the normal jumper, because again I want his belly, and I'm going to stuff his belly quite a lot, you know, so that it sits like above his belly. I really hope it works, this, because I think it's something that she will just, you know, I think she will just love it. I think Bryony will love it, and it'll be something that I hope she has forever, you know, and she might pass down to her children. You know, I will have this finished. I absolutely will have this finished. I mean, Bryony finishes school today, so she's going to be here, but I can still lock myself away in my office and you two can play or something while I get it finished.
Yeah.
And I'm using Cascade 220. And I think it was goldenrod, I'm pretty sure. It's colour 7827. And although, you know, this is my patterns, it's Mr. Bakery Bear, so it is out there, you know, if you wanted to go and purchase it. And the only thing I'm doing differently, like I say, is I've done the ears differently. And, you know, I'll be doing the jumper differently. So I can't, unfortunately, put out like a modification to the pattern or an extra thing to the pattern, because I wouldn't want to risk, you know, the whole copyright thing, because it's Pooh Bear, you know, and you have to be careful about these things. But what I will probably do is on the next podcast, I will just let the patrons know what it is I did, you know, that was slightly different. But it's not a difficult thing to do, you know, you could easily make your own just from the, you know, the pattern. I've really not done that much, very much different. So there we go.
I am knitting on, and you know, it'll be, well, to be honest, when you focus on a sock, it moves, doesn't it?
Yes.
So, you know, there's no reason to think why, if I didn't really focus on this, and there is enough time that I can't get this finished, because what would be cool...
That you can't get this finished?
A whole other one too, a second sock as well.
Well, okay.
If I focus...
You go for it.
She's throwing the gauntlet down now, folks. And when Kay throws the gauntlet down, that's normally when I rise to the challenge.
We'll see.
We will see.
Yes, we'll see.
So here it is. It's the sock that I cast on Bryony's birthday, which is shocking really, because that was in October. I got excited though about the Irish coffee and dug into that a bit, and I've sort of been dipping around all over the place.
You don't have to make, you know, it's fine, darling.
Yeah, I know, but...
We all do it.
Yes, okay, well that's lovely.
We're all knitters, aren't we? And we're all getting engrossed in other things when we know we should be doing something else.
I really, really like this yarn. It's Opal, but it's specifically the colourway. I mean, Opal just, it feels different. I don't know, I don't know how to describe it. It's not soft.
No, Opal's not soft, but then it's not scratchy, I don't think.
It's not scratchy
either.
at all.
It's just
It's exactly
It's
right
a-
for socks.
It's a woolly wool, you know, it's a proper, feels
And it's
like
what
a
you want
proper
on your feet.
hard-wearing woolly wool, yeah.
So if you haven't knit with Opal for socks, seriously
Yeah.
do it, because it's just lovely. You know, the stitch definition is great, so I've never got an issue with seeing what's going on with my yarn if I've
And
run
I've
into
never
a pick
had a
anything that's
sock,
bound.
so far I've never had a sock wear through.
No.
That I've knit with Opal yarn, and I have with other yarns.
And you know, if you look at the way that just the fabric it creates it's really lovely. You should give it a go. But it's the colourway that I really like. I just think it's great.
It's lovely. It is lovely. It's pinks and purples, isn't it?
Because pink can be a bit much, can't it, sometimes?
No.
Well, it can be, even
No.
for you. It can.
That seems unlikely. But I understand what you're
But
saying.
this, it's done in such a lovely way, but perfect for a little girl's socks. Well, she's not that little.
She's not that little. She's as tall as me, and that's a whole other story, though.
It's just a perfect sock yarn, and the colourway is perfect for the person who I'm knitting it for. And you know, it's a lovely project. It makes me think about sort of where I've come this year, because the end of the year, it's the last show of the year. Next podcast will be out on the 6th of January.
Wow.
So this is our goodbye show for 2016. At the start of the year, before the summer of socks, I played at sock knitting. I could do it, but you know, I would always have problems around here. And now, thanks to that focus, that summer of socks focus, I can now sit down and get on with them. I for the first time, I did the whole heel flap thing without needing to look at the pattern, which was really great. I could have probably remembered, to be honest, on the gusset decreases. Is that what they are?
Yes.
Yeah, good.
You could have probably remembered, but
Because it is so simple. It's not
Yeah.
difficult, is it? I do love how it looks, the way it decreases. Don't you love the way that decreases, the way it comes together? It's just great.
we're huge fans, aren't we, of the heel flapping gusset?
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
maybe next year will be the year that I try a different heel.
No, not me. So hopefully I will get these finished by next week. Kay doesn't think I will, but I'm now going to really push it now.
Go
I
for
should have done 2x2.
Oh no, well,
no.
sure, try
Oh
it.
no.
I can't get my head around that, I'm sorry, I just can't.
Kay Jones, what else is on your needles?
Well, I thought I'd show you where I'm up to on my harvest cardigan. Now this hasn't been worked on for a little bit because I've been finishing loads of Christmas things. It's like everybody's doing the same thing, I think, to be honest, at the minute. And some projects have to go by the wayside while we get other things done. But as soon as I've finished Mr. Pooh Bear, what should I call him?
But just while you were talking about the harvest, for anyone waiting for the next harvest tutorial, it will be out on the 3rd of January.
Ah, right, okay, excellent. But sorry, I was just thinking then what I was going to call Mr. Pooh Bear Bakery Bear, because I can't call him that, can I? So here we go. This is where I'm up to, and I was just getting it positioned so that I could show you nicely. So look, I've taken off the sleeve stitches, and I'm about 3 inches down from the armpit. Oh, that's not a very nice word, is it? But that's what it is. So I'm about 3 inches down, and I'm still working. You still have to do some increases down here to a certain point, and then you just knit straight. So I think I might just have 1 more or 2 more of those increases to do, and then I'm just working down straight. It is actually, I think this is a quick knit. It's just that I've not been working on it monogamously. If I'd been working on it monogamously, I could have knit through the body by now, I'm absolutely sure. I started in on my second ball about an inch ago. I'm not alternating skeins, and just looking at it now, I can't see a problem. If I hold up, I've had a couple of very slubby bits in this yarn. It's Malabrigo worsted, so it's a single ply, but I've had a couple of particularly slubby bits. I don't know, where is it? Let me see if I can you see just here?
What are you talking about?
What do you mean? There,
What does that mean?
slubby, like loose and clumpy. There's about an inch ago I added in the new skein, and I don't think really there's a noticeable difference. It's not showing to me, so I'm just going with it because I don't like having to alternate skeins, and if I have to do that it really puts me off because I find it a bit of a faff. And I know when you do alternate skeins, these, you know, the projects look absolutely beautiful, you know, because it's all, they just look beautiful, don't they? But it's just not my thing. I'd rather knit with a more, for a garment, I'd rather knit with a more commercial yarn where I don't feel like I have to do that. But, you know, again, it's everybody to their own. So yeah, so as soon as I get Mr. Pooh Bear finished, then I'm going to start working my way through the body of this because I need to get it finished for that next tutorial that'll be coming out for the patrons. So, but it's a lovely, you know, it is a really lovely knit, and like I say, it would be a quick knit if you actually knit on it, which, you know, is a necessity really to get things finished. So that's the Harvest by Tin Can Knits.
It's another sock, but before I start knitting on another sock, I wondered what you leave out for Santa.
Ah.
So you know, on Christmas Eve, what do you put out for Santa to eat when he comes and brings any presents to your house? Do you leave out cookies? I've never heard of that until I watched Elf.
Ah, right.
For me, it was always a mince pie.
Yeah, carrot for Rudolph.
And, well, we used to leave out a parsnip for Rudolph, actually.
A parsnip?
Yes.
That's very glamorous.
Well, he likes them, you see, so...
He does?
Well, everyone leaves him carrots, and he gets sick of carrots, so he likes a parsnip.
Maybe we should leave a parsnip this year then.
Maybe so.
Ah.
But also, as well, always a little drink of something.
A little tot of whiskey or something we always used to leave, yeah.
Yeah. There was one Christmas...
Gosh, he'd be absolutely sloshed, wouldn't he? Told Santa by the time he's finished.
There was one Christmas where I left out, on instruction of my mum, a Campari and orange and a packet of Lambert and Butler cigarettes. My dad is not my mum's husband.
No.
That is my stepdad. So it's not, even though you've never really seen very much of Grandpa Steve.
Grandpa
I think he
Steve,
made
no.
one appearance 2 Christmases ago in a window.
Oh, did he?
That's quite funny. But yeah, so I wondered what you leave out, because of course, you know, we've got viewers all over the world, which is amazing. So I'd love to know. I'm guessing in America it is predominantly cookies. And is it a glass of milk?
Cookies and, well, I was thinking then of the Santa Claus.
Right.
Because he has cookies and milk.
Right, so is that what you guys leave out in America?
I wonder if it is that then, yeah.
But here it is always a mince pie.
Mince pie.
And a drink of something.
Yeah, it is.
And obviously then, as Kay said, something for Rudolph.
Rudolph.
But then what about other countries? Wherever you are in the world, I'd really love to know what you leave out for Santa.
Yes.
So what's this? I'm knitting another sock. And of course this was started for 2 reasons. I think the main reason was...
Because you're reckless.
Yes, because I live life on the edge.
Yes.
No, I tell you what it was. I saw these needles.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, Kay, you got me these to knit socks on, didn't you? She went, yeah. I went, I need to cast on some socks then. And I think from now on...
You had empty needles and you couldn't stand it.
From now on, I think I'm always going to have a pair of socks on these needles.
Oh, really? Do you love them?
I do.
It's the Chow Goose.
Yes.
Red lace. And what size did I get you? I think I got you 3.75 mil because you're so tight. Yes, 3.75 mils because, like, you know, Dan's very tight knitter. I would normally knit on 3.25 for a DK. Oh, they're lovely. I haven't seen these.
These are a lovely pair of socks.
Oh, and I know what that means.
What does it mean? Silent note?
No.
All right.
I'm so sorry, I can't remember the person's name, but I got sent a message to say what, you know, because I didn't know what this meant. Can you see? Silver something. It's New Year's Eve.
Ah. Oh.
Yeah, New Year's Eve. How
That's
cool
fun.
is that?
Yeah, that's great fun.
So really, I need to have these finished for New Year's Eve.
I will have these finished for New Year's Eve. It's Opal again.
It's Opal again, but it's the 8-ply.
And it's a lovely...
Wintermonde. This is last year's 8-ply sort of range. Wintermonde. And I love these 8-plies. I really sort of look forward to these coming out every year. And I bought, I think, 2 or 3 of the ones this year, which was Ice Bloom. But they're just lovely, aren't they?
It's a really lovely knit. You know, as we've said with the other Opal, of course.
Look, you've got a purple and white stripe. Did you see that? Can you see the purple and white stripe? Isn't that pretty? Do you like my bright blue nails today? Is it a bit much?
No.
Is it a bit much?
No.
It's like
black would be a bit much.
It's like a bright, sparkly sort of midnightish blue. I thought it kind of went with the whole festive.
Absolutely does.
festive look.
So that is my final What's on Your Needles. Have
That
you
was
finished
my
on yours
final.
as well?
That was my final as well because I finished
That's
so
lovely.
much.
That's lovely.
I do
No, I'm
have
gonna
other
keep that
things
down.
on my needles, and I did a little.
So do I.
I did a little recce this morning.
I have other things on my needles too.
Well, I did a little end of year review.
Okay then, go on then.
Shall I just quickly say
Yes.
what I've got on the go?
Yes.
I've obviously got the bear, which will be finished. Cardigan that I've shown you. I've got a pair of socks for Dan in that 8-ply on the go. And then I've got 2 design projects. The big crochet blanket that I've shown you that I'm working on for Dan. I've then got the Stitch in Time blanket, the Disney blanket that I'm doing. And then also the one that I've shown you. So I don't think that's too much,
No,
is there?
not too
and
bad.
I'd really, when I've finished the bear, I think what I'm going to do is work on the cardigan and the socks for Dan, and I'll be doing my squares every day, and that'll take me through to the end of the year, and then I'll be starting, you know, maybe I'll get those socks finished for you by the end of the year. That would be good.
Well, I'm
wouldn't
finishing
it?
your socks by the end of the year. So
Yeah, and then I'm starting the year with really just long-term projects and design
you're
projects
starting
on the go.
the year ready
Yeah.
for the Philieas Fogg
For the
cowl,
Philieas Fogg knit along.
which we'll talk about at the end of the show.
Yes.
Now, what else is on my needles? Well, I have the Queen Mary scarf,
Yes.
which I'm not showing. It's not because I'm not knitting on it. It's because it's fairly long and fairly looks the same.
Yeah.
So it will make spasmodic appearances as I progress
Beautiful
through
to
it.
look at though, so it is nice to show.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Once a month or
So,
something.
you know, it'll be back next year. And I also am knitting on the Irish coffee, and I'm a bit worried about the Irish coffee, and I'll tell you why. Because I think I've forgotten if I'm on a knit round or an increase round.
Oh, I can tell you.
Excellent, thank you. Because I haven't knit on it for a couple of weeks because I've been focusing on other things, and then I just thought, I think that I'm just going on to a decrease round because that's how I normally knit.
Okay.
I normally,
I'll be able to tell, don't panic.
Excellent.
Don't
I'm
panic,
not.
Mr. Mannering.
I'm not panicking. So, I think it's time that we went and found out who is going to win the Knit or Forfeit Christmas special.
What do you think?
Costumes galore. Yes. Would you like to see what we're wearing? And would you like to see who wins? I would. Let's go.
Choose what I know.
He's dark there. Handsome looking chap. Welcome to a special edition of Knit or Forfeit. Yes. And it's obviously we have questions today. All about Christmas movies. Yes. And welcome to a very special edition of Knit or Forfeit. Yes, thank you everybody. We're back. And it's Christmas. Now, do you remember what we said we were going to do at Christmas? It may be Knit or Forfeit, but the questions today are all about Christmas movies. Yes! And of course, we are here in fancy dress. Now, to my right, there is someone very special. She's come all the way from Santa's grotto. She is the chief elf. And yes, here she is! It's Now,
Ridiculous.
we tried very hard to get an outfit that was appropriate for National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. But do you know what? It's difficult because...
Very hard.
Well, it's hard because a lot of them are very nondescript.
They are. It's just normal clothes.
So-
and we wanted it to be a bit more fun. And well, I was thinking of the film Elf actually. I'm one of the,
winner.
I'm one of the elves from
Winner,
Elf.
winner. You can be Ming Ming.
And I've got bells.
So is that who you are? Because that's whoever your name is. We're going with Ming Ming?
Ming Ming.
Yes, Kay is Ming Ming.
I'm Ming Ming. Oh, I can't say it.
And I hope you all know who I am. I'm actually quite pleased with this now.
It's
I've got
not
it on
quite
and I can see
see-through
it.
enough. The top's not quite. Can you see this?
It's pretty see-through.
This
Look,
is like
look,
a cut-off thing. It's not quite see-through
Who
enough.
am I? Yes.
We did our best.
I'm Cousin Eddie from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
We should have had some of the moose glasses,
Yeah.
shouldn't we?
Oh yeah, they're expensive. Though.
I know, you
think
can
they're
get them, I think, but they are expensive.
What am I thinking? 35 quid.
I don't know.
For a set of four. They might
I've
even be
never
more than
seen
that.
them in this country.
So we have Ming Ming, and we have Cousin Eddie.
Do you like my bell on my hat?
They're all over actually.
I've got
aren't
bells all around the bottom of my dress thing.
they? And today the questions are all about Christmas movies. So there's no knitting questions at all. This is just all about having some fun, celebrating Christmas. And also as well, what I'm really excited about is normally we have to shoot Knit or Forfeit over 2 episodes. Today, because it's Christmas, because this is a Christmas special, we're doing it in 1 episode, 5 questions each, and it'll be backwards and forwards. So you're going to know it's going to be proper edge of the seat stuff. Very exciting. Now, of course, it's Knit or Forfeit, so we have our 3 lifelines. We have 50-50, we have Ask Instagram, and we have Text a Friend. And the elf is hoping that she won't need to use any.
No.
No.
I'm going to know everything.
In fact, I think we should say...
I'm a wise elf.
I think we should say, if you don't use a lifeline, you get 1 extra point. So, at the end of the round, if you use no lifelines, you get another point.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. So that adds an extra bit of excitement.
Right, okay.
And you need to know what the winner gets and what the loser doesn't get.
I so want to win.
Shall we tell them? You can tell them. Ming Ming, it's over to you.
We just thought it to be a little Christmas treat for the winner. And whoever wins gets to have Christmas morning breakfast in bed made for them by the loser. And you can have anything you want.
Anything you like.
Anything you want.
Oh yes, and of course...
I really hope if I lose, Dan doesn't ask for like bacon and eggs and sausage and everything. I don't want to be cooking that.
The winner also gets 1 point for the Bakery Bear's Handmade Christmas.
Yes.
Yes, now that is what I really, really want. So should we get on with the Christmas Knit or Forfeit?
Who's going to go first?
Well, should
no.
toss a coin.
Toss a coin.
Yes,
Have you got
yes,
a coin?
yes.
I never
most
have
certainly
money.
do have a
I
coin.
never carry money. Do
She's
you ever
like the
carry money?
queen.
I just don't.
Here we go. We have a 2p piece.
2p piece.
There's the tails, there's the heads.
I'm going to call...
No, you don't call until it's in the air.
I don't call.
You don't call until it's in the air.
Why? What difference does that
Just
make?
listen to me and get on with it. Okay, here we go.
Tails! Oh!
You call tails?
Tails. I call tails.
It's heads.
It's heads.
I will ask first.
You're going to ask first.
Yes.
Right.
So the first question is yours.
Mine.
Okay. I need to find my questions. Let's play Knit or Forfeit. Okay, can we get on with the game? Thank you. Ed Asner plays Santa Claus wonderfully in the movie Elf.
Oh, right. Yes.
Which other Christmas film starring Ian Grufford's wife, which we reviewed previously
I don't know who his wife is, though.
on the Bakery Bears podcast, did Ed Asner also play a lead role? So I'll ask you that question once more.
Ask that question again. Right.
Ed Asner plays Santa Claus wonderfully in
Yes,
Elf.
I know who he is, yes.
Which other Christmas film, which we previously reviewed on the Bakery Bears podcast, did Ed Asner also play a lead role?
Right. What woman have to do with it?
She
was also in it.
Yeah, starring Ian Grufford's wife.
Right, I don't know who she is, but okay.
So would you like your choices?
Yeah, I'm going to have to.
Okay, because remember, if you answer without hearing the choices, you can get 2 points.
Point. I know I can't even place him in any other film, so...
Okay, so I forgot then for a moment what the answer was, but now I've remembered.
Well, I've no chance then, have I?
Momentary panic. A.
Yeah.
The Christmas Wish. B.
Yeah.
The Christmas Card.
Oh.
C.
Right.
The Christmas Secret.
Yeah.
D. The Christmas Shoes.
Do you know what? I think I might know which one it is. I think I might know.
Talk us through your thinking.
Well,
do you know any of the other films?
The Christmas Secret, I don't know that one.
You do.
I can't think which one it is then, off the top of my head. Christmas Wish, did you say? Was that one?
Yeah. You know all these films.
I can't place that one either.
We've watched them all.
Well, I'm thinking it's The Christmas Card because we love that film. And that's the one. I'm sure that's him. You know, it's her dad, isn't it? And that could be his wife. There's the lead woman in it. I wonder if that is the wife of the Welshman. And I think Ed Asner is her dad.
Okay, so tell me what your final answer is.
The Christmas Card.
Okay. The tension is high in this room. You could cut the atmosphere with a knife, and that's not because we've had the heater on. Are you correct?
I don't know.
Yes! She's correct. It stars John Newton and Alice Evans. Alice Evans is Ian Griffith's wife. Alice Evans also starred in Lost. Okay,
It's my turn.
I'm ready for a question.
Okay, question 1. In the film It's a Wonderful Life,
Crumbs.
what is the name of the town that George Bailey lives in? You've seen this film?
Yeah, once.
Okay.
Last Christmas.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's not that long ago. Everybody else knows it, don't you? You're all shouting it at me.
You give me the answers.
Okay, A, Glenwood City. B, Bedford Falls. C, Cabot Cove.
Well, I know it's not that one.
Or D, Hampton Falls.
Ooh.
Do you want the answers again?
Yeah, because I've forgotten all of them apart from Cabot Cove. All I can see is Angela Lansbury. Go on.
Well, I had to throw something in there.
Go on.
Glenwood City.
Glenwood City.
Bedford.
No, I'm just let me work on that one for a minute. Glenwood City, does that sound familiar to you? It doesn't sound very Christmassy to me.
These are actually, I chose, when I was looking for alternative answers,
Yes.
I did look on a map of America and just pick random towns. So if any of you live in these towns, that would be so cool, wouldn't it?
Cabot Cove is a real place.
Oh, no, I don't know about Cabot Cove. You see, now I've given it away, but you knew.
I knew it wasn't Cabot Cove.
Oh, right, okay. So, no, the other two are actual places in America.
Oh, okay.
Plus the one that's the right answer, obviously.
Okay. So
Glenwood City.
Glenwood City doesn't sound right, and I can't believe, from what I remember of the film, there's no way that place would be called City, because it's a small town, because everyone's going off to the city. So carry on.
Bedford Falls.
Okay.
Cabot Cove.
Ruling that one out.
Or Hampton Falls.
So hold on, there's two with falls at the end.
There is.
Now. She's being clever, isn't she? Okay.
So you've narrowed it down then to Bedford Falls or Hampton Falls.
Yes. I'm going to go for Bedford Falls.
Final answer?
Bearing in mind, I've seen this film once.
Is he right, everybody? They're all screaming at you that you are correct. Yes! Of course it's Bedford Falls.
So, because Eddie has a point, and Ming Ming has a point. It's time for another question
Oh no.
for Ming Ming. Okay.
And did you know that Ming Ming, the actor, was in A Christmas Story?
I didn't, and I hope that's not a question.
Oh no, it's not a question.
Yeah, that would be funny.
That would be funny, wouldn't it?
Here we go. I really love this question. This is one of my favourite questions. Which film character famously said the line, "Hey Griswold, where do you think you're going to put a tree that big?"
I know that. I'm gonna. Oh, do I remember his name? Right. Okay. Carry it. No, you can't carry on. Hang on. Does it need second name as well?
Yeah. And who knows what Griswold says back to him? And I'm not saying it on the podcast.
I'll have to have the answers, but I know his first name, so.
Okay. Francis Smith. That's A. B. Todd Chester. C. Frank Shirley. D. Todd Smith.
There's two Todds. I know it's Todd. Why is the carpet all wet, Todd? I remember saying that. And she's Margot. Yes, that's not one of my questions. So Todd Smith or Todd Chester? It sounds more like Chester would be the right answer. I don't know why. I'm going to go Todd Chester.
Is that your final answer?
Final answer.
What do you think, folks?
I don't know.
Who knows the film? And who actually, I'm not certain if they mention the surnames in the film.
I don't think they do.
The only way you would know the surname is if you watched it to the end and read the credits.
Oh, gosh.
Now, I've read the credits for this character because this character, when I saw this character, I always thought, I recognise you. Why do I recognise you? So I'm thinking, where have I seen him before? And I thought, do you know what? He's in A Few Good Men. You know the film with Jack Nicholson. But I get to the end and I see his name and I realise it's not the actor from A Few Good Men. It's the actor's brother from A Few Good Men.
Oh, right. They just look alike.
Well, they're brothers.
Yes.
in real life.
You wouldn't necessarily recognise them.
They look just like each other. So your answer is
Todd Chester.
and she is correct.
Oh yes.
Todd Chester is played by Nicholas Guest. Nicholas Guest is the brother of Christopher Guest. Spinal Tap. Yes, do you know Spinal Tap? Or you will know him actually as being the husband of Jamie Lee Curtis.
Oh right.
So Todd Chester is Jamie Lee Curtis' brother-in-law.
Oh, it's my turn. It's my turn.
It's my turn for a question.
Okay.
So this is my question 2.
Question 2. In the movie The Santa Claus, what is the name of the head elf? Is it A. Bartholomew, B. Benjamin, C. Benedict, or D. We would say Bernard. I think they would say Bernard.
Well, I don't know what to do now because I wasn't having a clue until you said.
I didn't give you a chance to answer without knowing the answers.
No, I would have said.
Oh right. Okay.
You're cool.
I thought you'd know this straight off.
No.
Really?
I think in fact, I'm not even certain I've ever seen this film start to finish.
You're joking.
No.
Me and Bryony have seen it like a bazillion times.
I didn't have a clue until she said the last one.
Right.
And then when you said Bernard.
You see, did I give it away by saying I shouldn't say that, should I?
When Kay said Bernard, that rang a bell. And it rang a bell because in this country we would say Bernard. And I'm not certain why it would ring a bell unless it was correct. I'm going D, Bernard.
Bernard.
Yes.
You are, of course, correct. I feel like I totally gave that away.
You blew it because what you shouldn't have done is you shouldn't have said Bernard.
I know.
If you hadn't said Bernard, I would have discounted Bernard.
I know. What an absolute fool. Why did I do that?
It's Christmas.
Because we would never say Bernard. It's Bernard in this country.
It's time for Ming Ming's next question. And I hope this question is as good as the last question. I really enjoyed the last question. I don't know why. Oh, this is good. This is a good one. Question 3.
Yes.
Which of these statements about the movie Elf is not true?
Okay.
So which of these statements is a fabrication, is fibs?
Right.
Okay. Is it A, the role of Buddy was initially offered to Jim Carrey, who turned it down?
Okay.
Is it B, when Buddy starts singing in the middle of Santaland at Gimbals? Do you remember? I'm singing.
Yeah.
The song was unscripted and made up on the spot by Will Ferrell.
Oh,
Is it C, Will Ferrell is an excellent gift wrapper and Christmas decorator, and so filming the gimbal scene where he's decorating everywhere was an absolute breeze, he didn't need any help at all?
Right.
Or is it D, Peter Dinklage, Miles Finch in Elf, currently stars in Game of Thrones?
So which one of those is not true?
Which is lies? Did Jim Carrey turn the role down?
I think he did. I think I've read that somewhere.
Okay, B was, did Will Ferrell make that song up on the spot, totally unscripted?
Totally sounds like something he would have done.
Is he an excellent gift wrapper and Christmas decorator? Or is Peter Dinklage a star of Game of Thrones?
Well, that seems likely, doesn't it? I mean, so it's likely because it's quite fantasy sort of orientated, isn't it, Game of Thrones? With like mythical creatures and things. I don't know if that's right. So he could well be in that, couldn't he? He would fit in with that. It's got to be the gift wrapping thing, hasn't it? That's just so random. I can't imagine that. I'm going to go with that, the gift wrapping thing.
So you're going with C?
I think that's not true.
Oh.
Is that true?
No, it's lies. She's correct. Yay!
I was
Will Ferrell is actually a terrible Christmas wrapper. He
that
can't
true?
even fold up and sellotape down without help.
Right.
So he needed the most direction on any of the scenes that he did.
When he was doing
All the other things are completely true. The role was first of all offered to Jim Carrey.
I'm sure I'd read that
Turned it
somewhere.
down.
And do you know what? If he'd been in it...
It wouldn't have been as successful. He's a good actor, but not right for that. He's too crazy.
No.
So they're filming in Gimbals. They're doing the singing thing.
And he just made that up.
Not only did he just make it up, he didn't even tell anyone he was going to do it. it's totally off the cuff. He just did it, and they got it in one take. The other bit of interesting information I found out was when they started filming, Jon Favreau, the director, had no idea that Zooey Deschanel could sing.
She's amazing.
Yeah, she sounds really old-fashioned. Brilliant voice, doesn't she?
Fantastic.
So all of her singing elements were all put in well into filming.
Wow.
He found out she could sing and then put these scenes in.
I think she sounds, especially at the end, you know, when it's right at the end where the end credits are rolling, she's singing, isn't she?
Yeah, she sings Baby It's Cold Outside with Leon Redbone.
I think she sounds very much like Doris Day. She's got that kind of voice. It's amazing.
And of course, Peter Dinklage is in Game of Thrones.
Brilliant.
Yeah, but you're correct. So.
Okay, my turn again. Oh, this is a good one. I don't know whether he'll know this one or not. He might just know it because of his love of this film. It's a detail that he might just know. Okay. In National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, what is the first day opened on the Advent calendar?
Okay.
Is it December 14th even, December 16th, December 8th, or December the 20th?
Okay. There is a number in my head.
Yeah.
And I'd like to think I'm right. I just daren't go for it because I'm worried I'm going to be wrong. Even though I really think I can see it. But is it just my mind? Or do I just go for it?
But who would know it? Well, I don't know, I suppose.
But it's Christmas, isn't it? You see, I could use a lifeline. I could go 50-50. And if I don't tell her which number I think it is...
Well, that's true.
Then there's a high probability she might leave that number behind.
Well, I will leave the right one behind.
Of course you will. I'm saying nothing more. But if I use a lifeline and then get to the end and I don't need another one, then I've blown an additional point.
Right.
So this is like total make or break. Because if I go for it, I'm pushing the button. 50-50.
50-50.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to take away 2 wrong answers and I'm going to leave you A, December the 14th, or C, December the 8th.
I should have gone for it. It's December the 14th.
December the 14th is your final answer.
Yeah.
Is he right? Can you all remember? Yes, he's right.
Yeah. You're an absolute nutter. Because you should have left me.
Oh, I should have left 16.
Yes.
Right.
Next question.
Yes.
Okay, and it's gone back to the top of the page. Okay, I see. I think I've blown it with this, but anyway.
You think I'll know it?
Well, which of these statements links National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, It's a Wonderful Life, and Jack Frost?
Right.
So which of these statements links those 3 films?
Yes.
Is it A, they were all originally distributed by Warner Brothers?
Right.
Is it B, they all took in excess of $50 million at the US box office? Is it C, they all featured a member of the Quaid family in an acting role? Or is it D, they all featured a member of the Capra family in a directing credit?
Oh my gosh, this is really tricky.
Tricky.
Well, we all know that Frank Capra directed It's a Wonderful Life, but I've no idea if there's any other Capras involved in the other 2. Seems unlikely for Jack Frost, doesn't it? But then, I don't know. The 50 million thing at the box office, I can believe it of 2 of them, but not Jack Frost. I can't believe that one did that well. But I mean, It's a Wonderful Life was years ago, but I've no idea if there's a Quaid in that. Or in Jack... Oh, Dennis Quaid! Dennis Quaid! Dennis Quaid is in Jack Frost, isn't he? No, he's not. It's not Dennis Quaid. That's not the main actor at all. That's not his name. Dennis Quaid is the one that's in Inner Space, isn't he? That smiles with the big smile.
Yeah.
Right, so that's not Dennis Quaid in Jack Frost. That's not his name. It's the Keaton fella. The only Quaids I know, though, are Dennis Quaid and Randy Quaid. I don't know any others. Right, so...
But you have to just bear in mind, you didn't even realise that Randy Quaid was Dennis Quaid's brother until the weekend.
Well, that's true. But he's called Quaid. So,
Yeah, but you still haven't put two and two together.
Right, but I can't think of any... I'm thinking of the characters in Jack Frost. And I can't think of... I suppose it might be a female. Oh, gosh! This is really hard. I'm gonna lose it on this
You've got
one.
lifelines.
50-50.
So you want 50-50?
It's too tricky for the other two, I think.
Okay,
Yeah.
so that leaves you with,
Yeah.
take away two
Yeah.
wrong answers.
Yeah.
Leaves you with A,
Yeah.
they were all originally distributed by Warner Brothers.
Right.
And D, they all featured a member of the Capra family in a directing credit.
Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. I'm just going to guess. I'm going to guess the Frank Capra one.
Is that your final answer?
Well, yes.
Yeah?
Because this is torture.
Sure?
Yes.
Is she correct?
No, I'm not, am I?
Do you know?
Oh, get on.
Frank Capra was second assistant director on National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
No.
He was first assistant director on Jack Frost. And of
Wow.
course, his granddad...
The same person on
The
Jack
same
Frost
person
and-
worked
wow.
on Jack Frost. And his granddad, Frank Capra, of course, was director of It's a Wonderful Life.
Well, I don't
Frank
know
Capra
how I
the
pulled
third
that one out of the bag.
has done a lot of movies.
Question 4 for you.
Yes.
In the movie Elf, what is the name of Buddy and Jovie's daughter? Ha ha! Is it A. Emily, B. Susie, C. Phoebe, or D. Noella? Do you know?
No.
And I knew this, and Bryony knew this as well. I showed her the questions this morning and she knew this. It's on the baby's hat, I believe. Do you know at the end where they take the baby to see...
Yeah. I mean, I've watched this film a million times,
I think
so
it's
maybe
on her hat.
there's a way that I'm going to... I mean, I don't think... Just run me down the answer again.
Emily,
It's not that.
Susie, Phoebe, or Noella?
I don't think it's Phoebe. I mean, I suppose it could be, because she's Jovi, and she might think, oh, I'll call her Phoebe. But then that doesn't work, because there's also Susie. Do you see the logic I'm using there? Phoebe,
Not really.
Jovi, Phoebe, Susie,
Buddy.
So,
Why am I helping you? I don't know.
but I've properly latched on to. I mean, I'm thinking Phoebe or Susie, and perhaps the director would have gone with Phoebe because, of course, he was in Friends.
Who's the director?
Jon Favreau, Ultimate Fighting Champion, boyfriend of Monica.
I never realised that.
Yeah, also directed Iron Man, and also just last year directed the new version of Jungle Book.
You know everything.
And I'm a total nerd.
He is a
Or is it
total
on-
nerd. He knows something about most things. It's annoying.
You see that the Friends Phoebe thing? I'm going Susie.
Susie,
Yes.
is that your final answer?
Yes.
Is he right, everybody? There'll be a bunch of people out there that know.
And a bunch of people who've got no idea, like me.
Yes, he's correct! How did you put that
I have no idea. It was totally down to the Jovi
one? Right.
and the two-syllable B.
But the reason I remember it is the little girl asks for a Susie Talks a Lot doll.
Genius.
And that's how
probably
I
why it gave
remember
her
it.
that name.
Maybe so.
This is a good one. What condition did Michael Caine insist upon before agreeing to the role of Scrooge in A Muppet Christmas Carol?
What condition?
Yes.
Right.
What contract condition?
God.
He insisted upon the casting of Scooter as the ghost of Christmas Past to be changed to a new Muppet to better underline the ominous nature of the story.
Right.
He insisted upon the song The Love Is Gone to be removed from the theatrical release. He insisted upon Hollywood actor and musician Paul Williams to be engaged to write the music with Miles Goodman. He insisted upon that he would only sign the contract if he acted the part like he was working with the Royal Shakespeare Company.
Oh my goodness. Well, clearly I've not got a clue.
So is it A?
The Scooter one, I remember.
The casting of Scooter as the ghost of Christmas past to be changed to a new Muppet to better underline the ominous nature of the story. Is it B?
That's possible, isn't it? Okay.
Is it B, that the song The Love Is Gone be removed from the theatrical release?
Well, it's awful, that song, isn't it, to be fair. And actually, when I was looking up questions for this, looking up information, I found a piece of information about that song, and apparently somebody said that it was taken out of the UK release on the DVD, and it's not on it. However, it is on our DVD. So maybe, because ours is a very early DVD, so maybe it was taken out of it after that. So that again is kind of possible. Okay.
Is it C, the Hollywood actor and musician Paul Williams be engaged to write the music with Miles Goodman?
Is he any relation to
you will know
John Williams?
Who Paul Williams is, because Paul Williams was in Smokey and the Bandit. You know the little policeman, little Enos Burkitt, I think his name was. That's Paul Williams. Or is it D, that I will only act the part like I'm working with the Royal Shakespeare Company? I'm not doing anything Muppety.
Well, it could be that, because he does act it like that, doesn't he? He does act it very seriously. I'm not doing anything Muppety. You see, he might say that, might he? I'm going to go with D. I'm not doing anything Muppety.
Is your final answer?
Yeah.
Sure you don't want to use a laugh line?
No.
She's right!
Oh my goodness. I cannot get my breath. Really?
Yeah. Michael Caine did say, I will only take the part if I act it like I'm working with the Royal Shakespeare Company. And
that's what makes the film.
I'm quoting him directly when he said, I refuse to do anything Muppety.
Oh, brilliant.
Okay, got it right.
And that should be that should be a real thing, shouldn't it? Muppety.
Yeah.
That's a real word. In the movie Die Hard,
Yeah.
who played Theo, the computer genius who works for the bad guys? Do you know it?
Well, I know who the guy is.
Yeah, but do you know?
I can totally see the actor.
Yeah, and I can see him, but I didn't know his name. He's quite mean, isn't he, in it?
Yeah, he's.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. Oh, come on. I'm trying to place him in another film. Oh, give me that.
Okay, is it A, Clarence Williams III? Is it B, Clarence Gilliard? Is it C, Chris Rock? Or D, Chris Tucker?
It's A, Clarence Williams III.
Final answer?
Yeah.
Is he right? He's wrong. No! Kay is getting Christmas morning breakfast in bed.
Is it B?
Yes! You got the wrong Clarence. It's Clarence Gilliard. You answered that very quick, and I think if you'd have thought about it, you might have got it right. Oh, he's really disappointed. Oh, I feel quite bad now. I'll just ask for something simple for
That's
breakfast.
fine. I was so frustrated because I knew it was Clarence.
I'm sorry.
So the final scores are 5 to Ming Ming and 4 to Cousin Eddie. So Ming Ming gets an extra point for Bakery Bear's Handmade Christmas. So we'll add that when we do the scores and the doors later on in the show. And I have to make Ming Ming breakfast in bed.
I know what I'm going to have. It's really simple.
And shall I guess?
Yeah.
Would you like a croissant and some jam and a cup of tea?
That's exactly what I want. I very rarely have croissants because, as you probably know, or you might not know, we don't eat bread really anymore. We have an occasional crumpet, shall we say. But
I do enjoy an occasional crumpet.
Yes, but we don't eat bread anymore. So having a croissant is an enormous treat.
Hey
I'm so sorry.
It's Christmas though.
You can share my croissant.
It's fine. It's fine.
We can have it
It's
together.
fine. It's fun. It's fun. I can't believe it. I totally thought I was going to have that nailed. I think there was a few of those questions I thought you wouldn't get.
I
There was
just
a couple.
totally guessed them. Honestly, honey, I totally guessed
Well, I
them.
know. Hey ho! It's Christmas in a couple of days.
It is.
So everything's fine. That is the end
Yes.
of the very special Christmas Knitted Forfeit. I hope you've enjoyed that.
Yay.
And I hope that you think, our outfits are suitably Christmassy.
I'm going to keep it on all day
Oh.
and hope the postman comes to the door.
No, you should wear this Christmas Day.
Oh, I should, but it's got bells on them. Is it not? When I walk, all you hear... Can you hear? It's like I'm a reindeer.
It's Christmassy.
But maybe I will wear it on Christmas Day. It's quite nice and long. It's nice and warm. It's nice. Maybe I will.
I'm lucky, aren't I? I get to live with a Christmas elf.
Maybe I'll wear it to Bryonys' carols around the...
I wouldn't do that. They will think that you're totally bananas.
Shall I wear it out?
So, on that happy note, folks, Knit or Forfeit will be back in the summer of 2017. But for now, let's say goodbye to everyone. And yeah, we'll hand back to us in the Bakery Bears studio for the rest of the Bakery Bears podcast. But thank you so much for watching. And of course, Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
I can't believe it! Clarence Williams! Stupid!
That was so...
Stupid
it was
boy.
so unlucky because I honestly guessed, I think 3 of those. I completely guessed them, so I was just lucky.
I knew it was Clarence.
We should have totally drawn, I think, really in reality.
Well, we didn't. I lost.
No, but,
Well, it is what it is, and that's
What
it.
if we have breakfast in bed together and I make you something too?
No.
I'll share my croissant with you.
Well, no, I'll make it for you.
Oh no, I'll share it.
Well, that's okay, but I'm going to make it for you. I'm doing what I said. But, of course, that means one more point to Team Ellen. So that means it's now 9-7, which isn't too good. Oh dear, oh dear.
And it's going to be worse.
I know it's going to be worse, but the competition has not finished until the 24th. So I hope you enjoyed that Knit or Forfeit special. It was super fun for us to do.
It was.
Those questions, I loved coming up with those questions.
Yeah.
It was just
It was
the business.
just fun, and the crackers and everything. It was
Yes.
great.
Well, no.
Oh no, was that something else?
You haven't seen the crackers yet. The crackers are window 24 of the Bakery Bears Advent Calendar.
I'm so sorry. We did such a lot yesterday.
We also filmed the Bakery Bears Christmas party, which all our podcast patrons are invited to tomorrow.
We did lots of recording and all sorts yesterday, so it's obviously all just merged in my head into one huge thing.
Please forgive Mrs. Jones.
I'm sorry.
Moving on, Kay Jones, what's off your needles? Because there's nothing off my needles,
Well.
so I'm going to get knitting.
Well,
Well,
I am thrilled actually with how much I've managed to get finished. I am thrilled because, I know, it's a little pile.
I'm going to weep.
Because I honestly didn't think I'd get this amount done. So I finished these last night at about 10 o'clock. I actually knit till quite late last night, didn't I? I didn't fall asleep. But I finished these last night, and it's the fondant fibre vintage fairy light socks that I cast on the 3rd of December, and I finished them last night, so that's
I'm
like
blooming heck.
just short of 2 weeks.
That's amazing.
I know. Well, they're thick. I held it doubled, and I changed. You might notice they look a bit different. When I started this one, I put in a contrast heel of the pink, if you remember, and it just wasn't sitting right with me. It just seemed too bright and too in your face. It detracted from the lovely yarn, I think, the main yarn. So I ripped it back and I knit just a normal, just carried on with the actual yarn. And I did, I just sort of made up my own Eye of Partridge. It wasn't the one from Hermione's, it's not the garter edged one. I just kind of made up an Eye of Partridge, if you can see there. And I did a square heel as well, which is really nice. The other thing I did differently, I've not been happy just lately with my gusset pickup on socks. I've been getting this messy area up here.
I'll help you.
And I just couldn't, I was trying all kinds of different pickups, for that gap area. And what I tried on this one was I knit the heel flap slightly differently. Normally I knit the heel flap on the back stitches. If you're doing it magic loop, I knit the heel flap on the back, so I'll start with the purl row. I thought this time I'll try knitting it on the front stitches, so you start with the knit row. And the pickup's much neater. So I thought I'd try this, and so like I said, I knit the heel flap on the front stitches, not the back stitches. And actually it looks...
That is tidy.
It looks a bit tidier if I hold it up. Can you see?
Like it.
That's not bad, is it? I don't think that's bad. There's a tiny, tiny little hole, but really I'm being finicky, aren't I? I knit a different toe. This toe is, I think it's called a rounded toe. It's not a star toe, but it's similar to a star toe. You decrease at lots of spaces around, and then you end up with just a few stitches which you just draw your yarn through, and there's no kitchener. So I really wanted to try that, and I found a few sort of little recipes online, and then I just kind of made up my own a little bit, and I still think the next time I do it, it needs to be a bit deeper. So I'll just knit more rows in between the decreased rows just to make the toe a bit deeper. It fits perfectly fine, but I just like the toe to be a little bit more of a toe, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I've got one with the purple edging, one with pink edging, and I think they both look lovely. So I haven't washed these yet. I'm going to wash them, you know, block them properly, and these will be my Christmas morning socks. I'm going to put these on Christmas morning. And this is the lovely fondant fibre yarn, the Vintage Fairy Lights, held double, and the cuffs and toes are, it's Knit Pick Stroll Glimmer, the pink is Runway, and the purple is Foxglove. Then the second, this is a tiny thing, but actually it took me about 3 hours to knit, well, it might have even been a bit longer. But on Bryonys' Christmas list, she wanted one of her toys. It was either Goffy or Goffy 2, I can't remember which one. She's got 2 Goffies. It was one of the Goffies, her giraffes. She wanted them to have a scarf. So I remembered seeing the little cotton rabbit, Julie. She knit a scarf recently for one of her animals, and she just put the little formula on the project page, it's on Ravelry. And all she did was she cast it on, it's a worsted weight yarn, but I did fingering weight held double, 7 stitches, and it's just a knit one, purl one, just a moss stitch. But I love moss stitch. I've said this before, haven't I? I think some people call it seed stitch. I just absolutely am nuts for moss stitch. And the whole time I was knitting this, I was thinking how nice to have that as the brim of a hat. You know, moss stitch. So I might be doing that, I think. But this yarn is actually some yarn that was given to me by my lovely friend Sally. It came from Alaska, and it was I think it's Alaskan Yarn Company, is that right, Sally? I think it was. And I think the colourway was Backyard Pool Party. Am I remembering that right? I hope I am. And I did start some socks with this ages ago, but then I can't even remember why. I think it was pooling a little bit. So what I decided to do was I doubled it, and I thought, right, I'll knit a thicker pair because I like to do that. So I did double it, and it's in the ball doubled, but then I've just never cast them on. So I thought, right, before I cast them on, I'm going to use it to knit this really lovely little scarf because the colours are perfect for Goffy. So I've just knit the scarf and put some little tassels on the end. So that's one more little thing.
And that is
a gift.
Handmade Christmas.
Yes, it's a gift for Christmas.
There's another point.
There's another
So
point.
it's now 10-7. Please continue.
And then another thing that Bryony puts, I should make her do her Christmas list in January, shouldn't I, so I can get these things done early. But another thing she put on the list was she wanted Big Teddy, another one of her teddies, to have a bobble hat. So here we go, right. So I did, I knit Big Teddy a bobble hat, and look how adorable this little hat is. Oh my goodness. It's the cutest thing ever. And I have Big Teddy's here with his cardigan on. So I'll pop it on him. And this is just...
What cardigan is that?
I knit that. I did it for a tutorial. It's the...
Oh, it's the Baby
Sophisticate. Baby Sophisticate cardigan is what Big Teddy's wearing as well. And I discovered that Big Teddy's head is the size of a premature baby, which is very handy. So I just found a very basic pattern. There's loads of them on Ravelry. And I really just needed to know the cast on number. I can't even remember what it was now. but there's loads of patterns, like I say. You just filter, you search, you know, for premature baby, and loads come up. So it's just a plain stocking stitched hat. I knit it with a bit of slouch because I just thought that would be absolutely adorable, and put on this cute pom-pom, and look, oh my goodness, hello. Is he not the cutest bear you've ever seen with his pom-pom hat? The yarn is incredibly glamorous. I've had this caked up for ages, and it's a Juno Fibre Art. You know, they're not dyeing, she hasn't dyed for quite a long time. And it's an alpaca single ply. It's just beautiful, and I've just never used it. I just thought, you know what, I'm just going to give him a really beautiful hat, why not? And then I used the Clover pom-pom maker to make this really lovely, quite big pom-pom, because I think it should be oversized, shouldn't it? And I wound a lot around the pom-pom maker. I think that's really the key for me, is to get this really lovely shape, is you wind it quite a lot. You know, you fill up that gap quite full. So there's Big Teddy's little hat, and I think it was 4mm needles I used, or 3.75, something like that. It was a DK weight, might have been 3.75. So there's your little hat. Is that lovely? Oh, Big Teddy loves that. We love Big Teddy. So there's another point.
So now that's 11/7.
And then the last thing, this is for Bryony. You'll be glad to know this is not another gift for a toy, because I'm that crazy that I do that. I finished Bryony's hat. Bryony also wanted a pom-pom hat. And I was knitting the split back snowflake hat by lovely Susan B. Anderson. I have finished it, and here it is. Ta-da! Look how lovely that is. And I'm actually really pleased with my colour work. I'll hold it up over there. Look, this has been blocked. And that's pretty. What do you think? Is that pretty good? Shall I show you the inside? I know everybody likes to see the inside.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any great issues
That's
with my floats. What do you think? Do you think that looks okay? You can even see the kind of shape of the snowflakes, can't you? I'm pretty pleased with it. And again, I did a huge pom-pom this time, the biggest Clover pom-pom maker I've got, and I used both strands, you know, both colours, because I think that just looks lovely, doesn't it? So shall I put it on just so you can see?
Yes.
I've got a high ponytail in, so that might impede it.
Oh, it will, won't it?
But let's see. Look, what do you think? Oh, look! How cute.
It's beautiful.
Don't you think that's just the cutest? I really want one now. Oh, I want a white and pink one.
That'd be nice.
Isn't it lovely? Look at that. And Bryony's head is a little bit bigger than mine, so I think, you know, it'll be fine on hers. These came out shorter than I think they should be. I think these should be longer. Maybe I twisted them too much, but it's okay. You don't tie them or anything. It's just a little... Do I look like I should be like hiking through the snow in Sweden or something?
Could be part of that all aboard reindeer crew thing.
Oh, I love this thing so much. Last year, and I'm sure, I don't know whether I ever spoke about it. Yeah, I will have, but I posted on Instagram. BBC came out with this, I think it's called Slow TV is the production company, and basically it's 2 hours of you actually real time being there with, they're called, what are they? Sami, S-A-M-I people. I'm sure it's Northern Norway. It's in the Arctic Circle, and basically you go on a sleigh ride with them. There's reindeers pulling this sleigh, and you're just there with them. So you hear just what they hear. There's no music or anything. You just hear what they hear. So it's the reindeers' hooves and them walking through the snow, and then every so often they might see someone, so you'll see that, and then loads of information also appears up on the screen, written information, and I just find it so relaxing, and I've watched it twice I think this year so far.
Never know, you might get it for Christmas.
I might get it for Christmas on DVD. You can get it from Amazon on DVD. So
that's another.
That's another point.
So that's 12/7.
It's the cutest thing ever. I'm so thrilled. Susan, I love it. That is everything. Look at my hair
So
now.
at our current state of play, Kay is winning quite substantially, 12/7.
Right.
I think my only hope Well, I haven't got a hope, but my only hope is going to be probably to finish on 9. And to be honest, 12.9 won't sound too bad.
No, darling. I mean,
But we'll
I
see.
never in a million years thought I'd be knitting 12 things for Christmas. I didn't intend knitting anything. So who knows what happened really there.
One of those points was knit or forfeit, dear.
Oh,
and
right,
also
okay.
another of those points was you making the lovely vodka.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
No, you said you knit 12 things.
Oh,
That's 10
right.
things.
Sorry, yes, you're right.
So it's time for a very quick, before we do Endy Bits, a very quick what's on your Christmas TV. And we're doing a very quick review of Christmas with the Coopers.
Yes!
Yes, now this
Yeah.
film came out in 2015 and it is rammed full of famous people.
It is.
There's Olivia Wilde, from everything from the remake of Tron to House to
House is
lots
what I
and
know
lots
from.
of other films. There was
John Goodman.
the guy from National Lampoon's Vacation, the new one. But do you know what? It was weird.
It was an odd film.
You sat and you watched it and you thought, this is really bad.
And Steve Martin was narrating it.
Yeah, you're like, this is really bad. Why is it like this? It was really depressing.
Yeah, it was.
Someone getting arrested and
Yeah.
someone's getting splitting up after
Yeah,
40 years of marriage,
yeah,
and someone else who's relationship deficient. Clearly, she can't have a
Yeah.
relationship with anybody. Someone else
Everybody
who's
was
been divorced.
really sad and unhappy. It was.
But then Kay said something to me. She said, "Christmas must be a really hard time for so many people," and that's when it twigged what
do
the
think
movie
that.
was doing.
I do
The
think
movie was showing you that Christmas isn't perhaps that perfect thing that's
Yeah.
put across
Yeah.
and that puts the pressure on all of us to try and live up to. Yeah,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? You watch a Christmas movie and everything's perfect and
Yeah.
everyone gets the perfect gift and nobody's ill and everyone's lovely.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that's just not real. And perhaps at Christmas, it's nice to know that you are the same as everyone else, because everyone has hard stuff going on, and that's what this film did.
It did.
It was really
and
good.
then the thing at the end that they said that really sort of.
You can't say what
I
happens
can't.
at the very
All
end,
right, I won't say what happened, but
because if you
the
watch
kind
it, it'll
of-
spoil.
Yeah, the kind of thing that was said at the very end of the film just really struck home with me, and I thought it's just so true, and it really makes you think.
What was said?
I can't say. You've said I can't say.
No, you just can't say. You can't give away.
Oh no, I won't give that away.
Right. Okay. Well, you
No,
can say.
what was said was that so many people, I can't remember exactly how it was worded, but basically they said so many people are constantly striving to get something in their lives, to have a certain lifestyle. When actually, in reality, if you step back from it and look at your life, you'll find that you actually already have all of those things.
And that is what happened when I got cancer.
Yeah. And I think that's so true, and it really made me think, it really made me step back and think, that is right. And I think it does us all good
It really
to
does.
actually just step back from your own life and just try and look at it with sort of fresh eyes and think, right, well, what have I got? And when you realise everything that you've got, because some of these people, they were like searching for like their own family kind of thing because they didn't have relationships, when actually they realised at the end that they were part of this huge family already, and it was, they were all really lovely and very close and all that kind of thing, when all they'd been doing previously was fighting and stuff.
It's a
So
very
I
interesting
think-
film because
yeah.
you watch it and you think, oh, this is like super depressing. Well, actually, it's really clever because it's trying to show you something that is
Yeah.
very, very appropriate.
And the very, very end bit is lovely. It makes the film the very, very end bit.
It depends what type of person you are. You might love it. You might absolutely hate
Yeah,
it.
we started off thinking this is terrible, but actually we said no, let's finish watching it.
If you
And in
actually
the
watch
end,
it and you try and take it
Yeah.
for what it is, there's a lot of good to come from that
there
film.
is.
In fact,
there is.
there's more good to come from that than a lot of the movies that you
Yeah,
put on.
yeah.
And
It was more real, I feel, and sometimes
we're always ones for saying we don't need real because life's hard enough. But actually, at Christmas, I think that you do need a bit of real.
Because you know,
everything is put across as
life
perfect.
carries on, doesn't it? And
Yeah.
things bad, like Dan says, bad things happen around Christmas. And there's nothing you can do about that. And it can make the whole Christmas season really, really hard.
Don't
for
let it
people.
happen.
So, yeah.
Just take a step back
Yeah.
and just look at all the good things. It's very easy, isn't it, to look at all the bad things. We fall into that trap all the time.
Yeah.
You look at all the bad things, and when you do that, life can look pretty awful.
Yeah.
But take a step back, look at the good stuff, and you realise how lucky you are.
You are lucky.
And so are you. It's time for the Endy Bits.
Endy Bits.
Yes. Now, first things first, Philieas Fogg, my goodness, 1st of January, very exciting. That's when we cast on and we get running. Now, first of all, let's just cover the runners. I have messaged an awful lot of people already, so if you've heard from me and we're talking, then you don't need to do anything. If you haven't heard from me, then I hopefully will have had time to try and get in touch with you by now. I have made a list of everybody, but if for some reason you haven't heard from me, I just need to know. You must have a Runkeeper account, okay? Even if you don't use Runkeeper, you can upload, you can just go onto it, it's free of charge, go onto it, and after you've been for a walk or a run, you can just go on and just say how many miles you've done, okay? So you must have a Runkeeper account. You must log your miles no matter what you do, whether you are crawling along or skipping
That would be
or just walking, you must log them as run miles. And I'm sorry about that, but unfortunately Runkeeper won't allow us to collect multiple mileage sources. It will only allow us to select one. So we're selecting running. So long as you log your miles as ran, then it will go towards the Philieas Fogg run. And the bit of information that I need from you, so if you could just Ravelry message me, I just need to know the email address that you use to sign up with Runkeeper. As soon as I've got that, I can add you to one of the groups. And at the moment, it looks like we'll be having 2 groups, but the numbers keep going up, so perhaps we'll have 3 groups.
Brilliant.
And hot off the press, there's an ultra runner who wants to get involved.
Oh my gosh.
Now, this is when it gets
What's an
interesting.
ultra runner?
Ultra runners are people who run long distances.
Wow.
These boys go out and they go. And I'm not talking marathons.
Is it a man or a woman?
It's a man.
Do I know him?
No, it's a husband of someone.
Oh, right.
This could be great, because this could really drive us around that world, baby.
Patrons, we need to get knitting like the wind.
Welcome, Ultra Runner. I wish I could give you a manly hug.
Ultra
Please,
runner.
if any more Ultra Runners want to get involved, that's going to be such fun.
We need some ultra knitters.
Speaking of Ultra Knitters, of course then, 1st of January, we're casting on with our Philieas Fogg Cal.
We are.
So, new cast-ons.
Yes.
1st of January, the thread will go live, which will tell us how many
miles we get for each item.
Yeah. So we've got the chatter thread, we've got the finished object thread, and then the really important thing is, at the end of the month, you just go into the mileage thread and you go, oh, I've knit 24 hats, 6 scarves and 8 shawls. How many miles is that? I'll just put that in down there. And then we can work out how far along we are on the map.
I was trying to think who the most prolific knitter we've got actually in the patrons.
There's a few prolific knitters.
There are.
That's why I'm saying we need some good runners.
Yes.
So I'm glad we've got an ultra runner. Do you have anything to add with the Philieas Fogg Cal?
I don't think so.
Cool.
I think
Over to you.
Endy Bits. Oh,
We're in the Endy Bits now, woman.
Oh, right, okay. More Endy Bits. The first lovely bit of Endy Bit, we were sent something, and it actually arrived just after we recorded last time, so we didn't get to do it on the last one, but we were sent a lovely award. How nice is this? Now, this came from Candy and Jamie, and they are in New Jersey in the USA. They've got a podcast. You might know about Candy and Jamie already. The podcast is called Pause 4 Stitches on YouTube. And what Jamie does is he likes to woodwork. Is that the right way to say that?
Yeah, that's fine, yeah.
And they've sort of combined that, you know, the fact that he likes to do woodwork and also the fact that they do a podcast. And they've started giving out these knitting podcaster awards every time they do a podcast. And we were lucky enough to get one this time. Oh, it's so lovely. And look what we got. We've got a sheepy. Yay! And Jamie's made this.
Wow.
Isn't it lovely?
Who can identify what sheep breed that is?
Oh, I wonder.
There'll be someone out there.
It's very fluffy, isn't
He
it?
really is fluffy.
So So thank you so much. Jamie comes on sort of periodically with Candy and they do bits together, which is really nice. And like I say, it's a lovely podcast, so go have a look and thank you so much. We're going to put that in my knitting room. Thank you so much. Yay, sheepy.
Baker Bear's Handmade Christmas. Keep knitting.
Yes.
Yes, 24th is when...
26th.
I'm sorry.
Close the thread. In reality, it will probably be, I'll do it morning of the 27th, just to make sure all the time zones are covered. So yeah, that will finish then, and we will draw winners on the podcast after the first podcast in the new year.
Which will be the 6th of January.
So that's when we will announce the winners. Now, talking of the winners and prizes, I've got a couple more to add into the prizes. So far, I think there's over 800 entries in the main thread, and I think about 300 in the patron thread. Amazing. So I've got a couple more prizes to add to it. The first one, I was sent a message by, no, I don't know if I'm going to pronounce your name right. How would you say that?
Madeline.
You see, I would say Madeline as well, but it might be Madeline. Madeline. She's Madeline Windsor on Ravelry, and she sent me a note saying she'd like to donate 2 of her patterns.
Aww.
Which is really lovely. So I'm going to use one for each of the 2 FO threads for that. The 2 patterns, there's one called the Vallombrosa cowl, and the other one is the Fragolina. The Fragolina is a cowl and... yeah, beret and cowl. I was going to say hat, but I didn't think it was quite a hat. It's a beret and a cowl set. And the Vallombrosa is a cowl. And they're both really, really beautiful. So Madeline, thank you so much for that. So that'll be going into the prize pot. And there'll be one of each of those, like I say. And then I was sent the most amazing parcel recently. And I posted a picture on Instagram of one of the things that she sent. And it came from Luciana. Lovely Luciana in Italy.
Patrons, you might remember her from the Patron Only podcast recently.
You will know Luciana.
She was the one who had the massive glass in the background with all the lovely yarn in it.
Yeah, she did us a little video and she's just the sweetest, loveliest person. And she sent this whole box. You know, we had no idea. And what she'd sent me, gosh, it literally made me cry. Can you remember a while ago I spoke about when I was knitting in bed and I kept losing my yarn on the floor and everything? Well, she thought about this and she made me, it's basically like a mat. Look on my Instagram thread. It's a mat with a non-slip backing, and then poppered onto the mat is a project bag. And what you do is you slide the mat under your mattress and the project bag hangs down by the side of your bed, and it's poppered on so you can take it off, you know, if you're going out and about, and then popper it back on. And it just sits there and it's fantastic. And she is toying with the idea, I think, of doing an Etsy shop. So if she does that, I will let you know, because seriously, her work is fantastic.
It really is.
It's really beautiful. And that, you know, that poppered bedside bag, Luciana, I love it.
And she made me a bag too.
Yes,
which
you've got
is
a bag.
Just epic. It's like a music bag. But
and then she sent stuff for a giveaway as well. So one of the things I'm going to save for another giveaway, but these 2 things that I'm going to show you, I'm going to use in the handmade Christmas thread. This, when I show you, this is just the
Luciana,
most...
you're bananas, because you don't think that you should do bags because you don't think you're good enough.
They're fantastic. So I'll show you that in a second, but the first thing she sent was this beautiful skein of yarn. It is the most beautiful skein of yarn you've ever seen.
Gold and silver. And
it's silk.
It's like a precious metal.
It's 100% mulberry silk, 600 metres, 150 grams. It looks like a light fingering weight to me, or even, it may be on the light side of fingering weight. And it's colourway's neutral, and it's from an Italian dyer called Woolissa. Thank you. I was thinking it was going to be a bit more complicated than that. Woolissa. She's got an Etsy shop.
Woolissa.
And that's the details. And look at this. It's just the most beautiful skein of yarn. 100% silk. It's absolutely beautiful, honestly. So that is going to be a prize in the main thread. Okay. And then she also sent 2 bags actually, but like I said, I'm going to use the other one for another giveaway. But this is the bag that she sent. It's so sweet. And there's her little tag.
Just show the inside though.
Yeah, she's called So Cozy Knits There is an Instagram feed for So Cozy Knits.
But there's no shop.
Not yet, but I'm hoping
If we
that
all...
she does do one. Look, can you see? So Cozy Knits. So you can follow that on Instagram, and obviously she would post there if she does open up the shop. But inside, there's all these amazing pockets.
Seriously.
Can you see in there? There's pockets. And the fabric, it's a heavier weight. It's like a heavier weight fabric. It's really, really lovely.
It is immense.
And the bottom is like a canvasy sort of fabric.
So
it's really
this
beautiful.
is a prize too, is it?
So this will be a prize in the patron thread. It's so cute. I love it. And really, Luciana, you've got to be doing this.
She's amazing.
It's fantastic. So that's 2 more prizes. Thank you so much for that.
Anything else?
And then the last thing I want to just show you is I've just started dyeing up some yarn again, just ready for the new year. My first yarn update in the new year, I think, will be the 14th of January. I want to give myself enough time to get a good amount done. So I started dyeing up some yarn, and I am using Downton Abbey as an inspiration for some yarn colours. I thought that might be really nice because I've been watching a lot of old Downton Abbeys recently, and it just made me think about it. And I know we all love Downton Abbey, don't we? So I've just got a few of them just to show you. Now, the way I've dyed these up, I haven't necessarily used colours that I see physically on that person. What I've done is I've dyed up colours that give me a feel of that person. I'll show you what I've got. So this one, this beautiful one, this is the Dowager Countess. And it's like muted shades, really pretty muted shades, but with these sort of darker areas. Because she is, their character is obviously, she's like meant to be this fierce person, isn't she? But actually inside, she's quite a soft person, I think. And it's beautiful shades of like, there's sort of like an olivey green, these pinky purple shades. Really, really pretty. So that one is Dowager Countess. We've then got, this one is Lady Edith. And this one is beautiful kind of watery colours with a hint of, there's like golden yellows, there's a hint of sort of a purpley blue and these lovely greens. Because I wanted to give her these kind of fresh colours, because she has a rough deal, doesn't she, through the whole thing really. But then at the end, she has this wonderful ending, doesn't she? So I wanted to give her this more fresh, light feeling, because that's what she tries to get to, I think, going through the whole thing. So that's Lady Edith. And then this one is Lady Mary. Now Lady Mary is these bright poppy colours because, again, she's this very vibrant personality, isn't she? Knows her mind. But then again, underneath that, you do sometimes see these soft glimmers of Lady Mary, don't you? Where Anna was having a baby, she was lovely during that scene. So it's these bright poppy pinks and turquoises, but with this soft undertone. So that's just a few of them. There will be others. I'm going to do Carson, I think I'll do Mrs. Patmore, I'll do Lord Grantham, and a few others as well. So I just thought I'd show you this. So they'll be coming in January.
Thinking you might have been watching a little bit too much Downton.
Was that a bit too deep? Was that a bit nerdy? Was he pulling a face when I was doing all that?
I genuinely wasn't. But it just dawned on me at the end, just like, whoa, this is like me with Star Wars. Downton nerds.
Was that a bit nerdish?
I like it.
Gosh, I'm sorry if that was a bit nerdish.
Folks, it's the end of our final episode for 2016. Patrons, we're back tomorrow with the Bakery Bears Christmas party, and everybody, I can say nothing more than keep your eyes open on the 26th of December.
Oh yes.
We can't say anything more.
I'm not saying anything more.
So stop talking. Put it this way, 2017 is going to be good.
Yes.
So keep going with your Christmas projects. You have how long? Like 48 hours?
What is the 23rd?
23rd, so more than that. 26th.
3 days.
Yeah, 3 days. Come on.
Yes,
Go
come
for
on,
it, people.
you can finish it.
So that gives me another 3
Knit
days
like
too.
the wind.
This gives me another 3 days.
You'll finish those 2 pairs of socks, no problem.
Oh, see, she's... Oh, no, you see, she's changing now. Thank you so much for all your support this year.
Thank you, everybody.
Next year is going to be mind-blowing. We're sick of getting to the end of Christmas and then feeling depressed about the new year. So we're not going to be. So have the best Christmas ever.
Yes.
Yes.
Have a fabulous Christmas.
Let me tell you,
everybody.
we're going to. And we will
I'm a
see
bit scared about that. That sounds.
We will see you in 2017.
Yes. Happy
Bye.
Christmas, everyone.
Happy Christmas. Bye.
Sitting and knitting, it's Dan and Kay, the bakery bears. Enthusiasm's not quitting for Dan and Kay, the bakery bears. They'll take you to fabulous places of which their favorites they'll share. You better buy a pattern and get yourself a bakery bear. You'll find yourself in a castle while watching the bakery bears. It never feels like a hassle to sit and watch the bakery bears. What's on your shelf or what's in your oven, or maybe a shawl you'll want to wear. So sit yourself right down